Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at game number 5 in our 20 from 1985 series. And this is, just like the last game in our series, another sprite scaling game created by Yu Suzuki and Sega. And this is called Space Harrier. And this is a trippy little game. That cabinet, the sit-down one, the whole cabinet will rock left, right, forward, backward as you move the joystick, which is really cool. And there's the control panel, and you have a flight joystick to control your guy and trigger buttons to shoot. It kind of looks like a plane cockpit with the meters and readouts and whatnot. But this game was incredibly awesome when it came out. You control. The game was initially supposed to be sort of a military-themed game, but they changed it so that you're this futuristic guy with a jetpack and a laser cannon, and you can fly all over the screen. You can touch down on the ground, and you will run. And he has this very annoying death cry. Gets kind of old. But this game was so impressive when it came out, and we'll go ahead and get started. There's a lot of weird enemies in this game and just weird settings. Giant mushrooms. Early on, at least, you can run into the bushes on the ground and not die. You will just be stunned for a second. Later on, pretty much anything you run into will kill you. There will be enemy ships, there will be enemy planes, robots, these weird black pod things that you can only destroy when they open up. My recommendation is that you always fire. Never stop firing. Unfortunately, there's no rapid fire unless you put it in through MAME cheats. But you have to keep wailing on the fire button. Otherwise, you can destroy a lot of the things on the ground or in the sky, but not everything. And here is the first boss. Once you cover a certain amount of ground, you'll fight a boss. And this is a dragon, and you have to shoot it enough times, and you'll hear a little bong sound when you make contact with your fire. Once you hit it enough and it starts turning red, then you just need a few more shots, and it's toast. And there we go. There are a total of 18 different stages. You can continue at any time. When you run out of lives, you can continue by putting in another credit and pressing start. And you will be able to retain your score when you continue, which is really nice. Note that your score is really, really, really high. You get in the millions easily, and higher than that. Yeah, you will get like an extra life. I think maybe at like 5 million or something. Sometimes the screen scrolls at you at a manageable speed, and sometimes it scrolls at you really fast. And it's very hard to not get hit, but the game is very, very forgiving in terms of collision detection when it moves super fast. You should have been nailed, and the game doesn't make it register, which is nice. But a lot of those... Look, we've got jumping mushrooms. What a weird game. Or is that supposed to be jellyfish? Strange game. But boy, was it impressive when it came out. I remember seeing this at Malibu Grand Prix. Yeah, I hit that.
Get ready.
There's a little bit of dialogue after you start your next life. I can't remember what it says, sorry. Use the whole screen to your advantage. Don't sit still. move around so that shots don't hit you, and get out of the way of incoming objects that you don't want to run into. When the dragon goes away, be it a single-headed dragon or a double-headed dragon, then it won't fire at you. So try to see if you can hit shots at it from behind. But yeah, there are a total of 18 stages. There will be 2 bonus stages that we will look at later. And they're really kind of lame, unfortunately. Gotta look out. Whoops. Ran into the Space Needle. For some reason, he didn't do his death cry that time. Thank goodness. But yeah, when you have all these things coming at you super fast, try to focus just on the things that are coming at you instead of like the enemies that you need to shoot at. Just weave back and forth and shoot non-stop, and you'll eventually hit those enemies. Now here's the first bonus stage, and we ride a Falkor type dragon, and you have very little control over it. It will keep making a bouncing movement. You can move left and right, but not super fast. And just try to plow into these objects, as many as you can. You can't shoot the objects this time. You have to plow into them with this Falkor type dragon, and you'll get bonus points for the ones that you destroyed.
You're doing great.
Thanks. There will be one more bonus stage, and it is stage number 12, I think. And it is the same. You still ride the Falkor thing to try to collide into objects for bonus points. And it really sucks that you have very little control over that, and it's always this bouncing movement. Whoops. Crap.
Get ready.
But yeah, there's like I think there's like a bonus life gained after like 5 million points. Yeah, I remember when I saw this for the first time, I was like, wow, this game is impressive. And like I was saying earlier, just like Hang On, the last game in this series, or the previous game in this series, it's got sprite scaling. Whoops, stayed there too long. It's got sprite scaling, and it's created by Yu Suzuki and Sega. Very revolutionary type hardware for its time. I elected not to continue there, but yeah, when you continue, you get to keep your score, which is very, very nice. And we're going to look at me completing the game from basically the point where I died.
You're doing great.
And this will be stage 7. They have interesting little names for each stage, and then a number of the bosses. And here's you see the woolly mammoths from the title screen. If you were wondering if they were actually in the game, I think it's funny on the title screen. You see him posing with enemies. You know, getting chummy with them, and you're supposed to kill them in the game. But the robot enemies in this game, they make me think of Shockwave from the Transformers. But yeah, I remember seeing this at Malibu Grand Prix for the first time, and I was just blown away. I was like, wow, this game is really awesome. Leave a comment if you have memories of what you were doing in 1985, or when you first saw Space Harrier. Yeah, there are weird names for these stages. Moot, Giza, Amar, Gygeal, Olesis, Lugasha, Ida, Revi, Minia, Parms, Drail, Asute, Vigil, Natura, Narc, and Absymbol. Weird names. Weird names, weird settings. But just the graphics, the music, everything was just really well done about this game. I'm not sure if there is a name for your Space Harrier. There were follow-ups to this. Not in. Well, I think one of them was for the arcade, and I think it was called Planet Harrier. And then there was a Sega Genesis sequel which I owned. That was okay. It was called Space Harrier 2. It was nowhere near as smooth moving as this game. Now look how frickin' fast everything is. You'll see some of the same settings as the earlier stages, but they move much faster. There might be some different enemies and they're different boss. Excuse me, sorry. Still a little bit tired. But I put on invincibility for this part of the playthrough. I mean, after I played the initial game, I did not have invincibility on, and then just completing the rest of the stages, I put invincibility on. But yeah, the collision detection is very, very forgiving by the game in terms of very fast objects coming towards you. You'll often run into them, but it won't register. Well, I hope you have a happy holidays. Hope you get all your Christmas shopping done in time, if you're even doing that. I'm mostly done with Christmas shopping. The family's gotten old enough that they don't really care about shopping or exchanging gifts or any of that crap. Yeah, Parms. What a weird name for a stage. Do they make chicken parmesan sandwiches? Yeah, just do not sit still. Keep moving around all over the place. If you have objects coming at you fast, don't fly like crazy all over the place. Just make sure that you avoid those objects. But also, never stop shooting. Just any stray enemies, you want to take them out maybe before they can shoot at you, and you'll want to keep moving so you avoid those shots. One of the main characters in Space Harrier is some form of dragon. There will often be a dragon boss, a two-headed dragon boss, or a skeleton dragon boss or something. And here's the second bonus stage, and it's basically the same. The computer makes you jump on Falcor's head. If you have invincibility on, then the game might not let you destroy these objects here, and it didn't here. I had invincibility on, so they were supposed to be destroyed. And then the game makes you hop off of your Falcor dragon.
You're doing great.
In case you don't know what the hell Falcor is, it's from a movie called The Never-Ending Story. He's a big flying dragon, voiced by the guy that did the voice for Skeletor and He-Man, Alan Oppenheimer. But yeah, this like I was saying, this had a sequel for the Sega Genesis called Space Harrier 2, and you could tell that it didn't have the same kind of sprite scaling hardware as the arcade original did. But I still got some enjoyment out of it. It was an okay game. Certainly not the worst Sega Genesis game I had. I had some stinkers. Dark Castle's one of the worst I've ever played. Heavy Nova was terrible. Those glowing balls, they look like you could destroy them, but you cannot. Boy, things are coming at you super fast now. Planet Harrier I'd never seen. I might have to check that out someday. I think that came out in the early 2000s. Yeah, there's some weird bosses in this game, but
You're doing great.
never stay still. Always fire. Always wail on that fire button, and just keep moving. Really, this game really would have been nice with a rapid fire trigger. But oh well. Yeah, just try to avoid running into objects. But early on the first stage, you can run into those bushes on the ground, and you'll only be incapacitated for a second. But after that, don't run into anything. Here's that skeleton dragon again. The bosses have names, and the game actually tells you some of their names later on. And this is stage 16 at Natura. It's weird names for the stages. Yeah, where did you first see Space Harrier? Like I said, I remember seeing it at Malibu Grand Prix for the first time, and right around then they also had Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom there. Malibu Grand Prix is long gone now. There's still, I think, like 3 in America. I'd been to a couple different Malibu Grand Prix. I went to the one in Tigard or Beaverton, Oregon, and I went to the one in Orlando, Florida. Yeah, this boss, you can't destroy the ship. It just spits out a number of robots or whatever enemies, and then it leaves. Kind of dumb. But yeah, the final stage of the game will just have boss after boss after boss. And that will be stage 18. Symbol, or something like that. But once you beat all 18 stages, that is the end, and you will get a definitive ending. And you will put in your initials. And this is the final original boss before you face a whole bunch of repeat bosses or boss rematches. I don't know what the hell that thing is, but it's firing things like crazy at me. Yeah, now we play the bosses from before. Not all of them, but a number of them. It's a 2-headed dragon here. This is just such a trippy little premise, but it is a lot of fun. And for 1985, goodness sakes, this was innovative. There is a centering function. Your guy will not be stuck in a certain direction that you point them towards. When you let go of the joystick, it will center, and your character will center too. It's just something you have to get used to. Squilla. Weird names for the bosses. Yeah, once that dragon turns red, he'll be destroyed in a short amount of time. There's a boss named Ida. Salpedon. Weird names. The skeleton dragons, I would see a lot of those in the Castlevania series. Yeah, it's hard to get a bead on enemies sometimes with that centering function. One of these days I'll do a Sega Genesis 20 from series. I've got a good idea of some games that definitely should be in the top 20. And that is the end. And I jump on my Falcor, whose name is Uriah. And then we ride off into the distance. The end. And that is Space Harrier. And I got a ton of points. 20-some million. I'll put in my initials. But that is Space Harrier, created by Yu Suzuki and Sega in 1985. But I thank you for watching game number 5, Space Harrier, created in 1985 by Sega and Yu Suzuki. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80s, and thanks for watching. Hope you join me soon for game number 4. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.